Welcome back. The big question today on Capitol Hill: will Congress eliminate the travel woes experienced by millions and millions of travelers, woes created because of the sequester cuts in the FAA? We're awaiting a House vote on the plan to ease some of those furloughs that caused some of those problems after the Senate passed the legislation in a single day. Chief Congressional Correspondent Mike Emmanuel is live from the Russell Rotunda with more. So, Mike, what's the latest on all of this?
Well, Jenna, the House is actively discussing this measure that would allow more flexibility for the FAA to absorb those automatic cuts and to make sure that air traffic controllers are not on furlough. Supporters of this fix, of this repair, of this problem say this was an avoidable, manageable problem, and in the end, they had to solve it.
That's what essentially runs the air traffic system in this country, and so there's a lot of public health and safety considerations. There are obviously productivity and economic considerations. When you've got people sitting on the tarmac for hours at a time, missing flights, it really affects the productivity of the country. So there's a lot of reasons why we need to fix this.
The House and Senate are expected to pass it, and then in theory we should have fewer flight delays. Now, House Democratic Whip Steny Hoyer stood up a few minutes ago and said he opposes this measure because he highlighted a lot of the other programs that have suffered cuts, whether it be Head Start, law enforcement, defense. He said that this measure does not address that. At the White House, spokesman Jay Carney offered this reaction, quote, "This is no more than a temporary Band-Aid that fails to address the overarching threat to our economy posed by the sequester's mindless across-the-board cuts." A Senate Democrat expressed frustration with the way that Washington works.
I think basically Thursday night might be the key for us passing things because everybody wants to go home. They're on planes and trains trying to get home, and they'll about agree to anything. And this is something that should have been avoided a long time ago.
Manchin's Democratic colleagues are upset that aviation's gotten a whole lot of attention. They wish that a lot of other programs were also being fixed, if you will. Jenna?
And just back to Senator Manchin's point there, you got a lot of lawmakers suddenly traveling, Mike. Is that adding some motivation? Is that part of this?
Well, look, no question, they're going home for a week's recess. And so if you had day after day of flight delays, the optics would be terrible. And so that's why we got a sense late yesterday that something may be in the works to try to address this before they all went home, Jenna.
Very interesting, the timing of it all. Mike, thank you as always.